Hi, and welcome to a special edition of Some Yoga with me, Brittney, and
me, Robin.
We're going to do a collective card pull. Over the past weekend, we actually spent time with our moms and a couple of our friends and their moms, and we did card pulls every day, and it was pretty impactful, and it was just nice to tune in to our intuition first and foremost for the day, and then see where the day took us. So obviously this is an evening, but maybe this is significant for you in some way, shape, or form. As humans, we make meaning in almost everything. So just take what feels right and what applies to you, and you can leave anything else that doesn't feel like it applies to you at all. But yeah, hang tight. She's doing a shuffle, thinking about the collective that is currently here with us and for just the broader global community. And it looks like a card just popped out.
Jumped out. It says the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive Hits, Soul Tribe.
That card was pulled on Sunday also. There you go.
Okay.
She's going to read us the whole thing.
You are being called to let your intuition move you physically. That's really cool. You are connected to a group of souls who are weaving a web around the planet. And as you travel and share your creations, something is rethreaded. This card is an acknowledgement that you are either being called to connect with others who are like you at a soul level, or that you already are. You are being called to gather groups of people, either by leading them or becoming part of a group that can support you in your soul's personal mission. You are a part of a group of souls who agreed to be here at this time in history to heal yourself, your ancestral line, and the planet. To raise consciousness so that we can continue to call this magnificent place home for eras to come. One of many consciously choosing to devote your life to something greater than yourself. It's time to call in your tribe by sharing your soul's voice and letting yourself be seen. When you share what is real and true to you, and you share the medicine that you most need, those who are like you will gather around you. You are your tribe. They are just like you. And just as you are longing and searching for them, they are longing and searching for you too. So I want you guys to think and say this to yourself. I choose now to let myself be seen. I'm ready to call in my soul tribe and create a web of light all over the planet.
I think that's pretty perfect. Why don't we take the soul tribe over onto the mats? And if you're listening to Spotify, we'll hit play on the June 2021 playlist in 3, 2, 1, play. Hopefully you already had access to it. If not, here's a little thing. We're gonna start laying down. You're gonna use your blocks if you need to. So we're gonna go 2 different diamond shapes. First for your feet, soles of the feet together, lying all the way back. And like I said, you got your blocks for your thighs. If it feels too open and you're feeling too much pulling on the inside of your thighs, just support your legs at any height of the blocks that works for you. Then if it also feels okay for your spine, your shoulders, take your hands close to the crown of your head by your ears with your elbows out wide. So it looks like you're just like laying back, splayed open. You can do a couple of shuffles of your shoulder blades or your hips. Just take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Another one, breathing in so big into your low ribs and belly. Exhale, sink further down into your mat. One more time, breathe in. Relax your shoulders as you exhale. Starting at your toes, you can wiggle them on top of each other, press them in, feeling into the soles of your feet. Take your awareness through your body, all the way up through your shins, your knees, to your thighs, hips. Check in with your breath. Let yourself fill up into your belly and notice how your waistline narrows when you breathe out. See if you can soften around the front part of your heart and your shoulders. Let your knees and your elbows get as heavy as they can. Notice the length in your neck. And if your fingertips can touch the top of your head, notice what lingering thoughts you have sticking to your mind, sticking to your to-do list. And for now, imagine your fingertips are little vacuums, pulling all those distracting thoughts or even negative thoughts that you have about anything up through your fingers and out through the backs of your hands. Set yourself up with an intention for this practice. To use your intuition. Let that guide you through your movement. Finding support however you need. In this pose, in a child's pose, or using your blocks more or less. Give yourself one more breath. The legs open. You can bring your arms down so that you can gather your thighs up and together. You're gonna walk your knees in, feet out really wide, and just let your thighs collapse down towards the midline. You can play with the width of your feet, and maybe you rock one knee down even further at a time. With your hands on top of your hips, around your pelvis. See how all that feels. Or stay in stillness for one more. We're going to build a little heat in the belly. You can keep your legs as they are, or you can firmly plant them down in line with your hips, and your knees are still pointing up straight towards the sky now. Take your hands behind your head, elbows wide again, and connect to your low belly strength. Take a breath in. Breathe out gently, curl yourself up. Without using your hands to push into your head, just use your low belly. See it dive down. Inhale, lower your head and shoulders. Exhale, curl yourself up. Feel your low back flatten into the earth. Keep your neck long, chin off your chest. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Just one more. Breathing into lower down. Exhale, keep your elbows wide. Connect your low ribs to your hip points. Good, breathe in and lower. Take your right knee in towards your chest. Lower your left leg straight and long. Do a few circles with your right knee. And then reverse it, other direction, noticing how you feel in your hip joint. Take a breath in as you pull it back towards your right shoulder. Pull your toes up, both sets. Exhale and guide your right knee all the way across your body. You can shift over so that you're on top of your left hip. You can use your left hand to guide your thigh down. Reach your right arm down by your side. And without straining too hard, I want you to bend your left knee and see if you can catch your foot with your right hand. If
You can keep your foot glued into the earth. Great. If you had to like lift yourself up and reach for your foot, see if you can just anchor it back down. But you could always just let it go and keep it bent or keep it straight. And take your right arm up to the side. Totally up to you. Try to relax your right shoulder back to the floor. Or even push down with your left elbow to get your right ribs back, your left ribs forward. I want you to deepen your breath now, in towards the ribs. Be conscious of that exhale and see what it feels like in your core, your waist. One more. Let your left foot go if you've got it. Slowly roll back onto your spine, centering your hips. Then pull both knees in towards your chest. Rock from side to side. Feel that flexion in your low back. Then hold onto your left. Straighten out your right leg. Pull your knee up towards your face and start circling out your left knee. Reverse it. And then give it one big squeeze as you breathe in up towards your shoulder. Toes up. Exhale and guide your leg all the way across to the right. Shift over so that you're on top of your right hip. Play with anchoring your shoulders first. And if you want to play, bend your right knee, reach your left arm down. You can grab your toes. You can pull the foot down by pushing in through your outer hip. Notice that working sensation of your outer glute as you focus on pointing your knee straight down towards the top of the mat and feeling this twist with a quad stretch. You don't have to have that quad stretch, but wherever you're at, feel into the twist. Taking those bigger, deeper, longer breaths. One more here. Unwind, bring it back to your spine. Once you let go of that foot, center your hips, tug your knees in. Maybe this time you also curl your upper body up and start rocking and pumping. You can hold onto the fronts of your knees or behind your thighs. Notice the massage you get on your low back. All the way up into a seat. You can try straightening out the legs, sitting up tall. If your hamstrings feel tight, let's bend the knees slightly and rock your pelvis forward so you can sit up without having a slouch. There we go. And take a big breath in, arms up to the sky. Exhale, lead with your heart as you hinge forward at your hips and let everything melt down and collapse. Even if you can reach for the bottoms of your feet, see if you can just hold onto your ankles right above those big ankle bones. And take a few. Relax your head if it feels like you're carrying weight with the back of your neck. Stay right here with your upper body, but start to point down with your toes. Get them to go straight. So you stretch through the tops of your feet and ankles. And the more you fold forward, you're still feeling sensation in your hamstrings. You can gently pull yourself closer. towards your edge. And then I want you to actively move your ankles or your feet in towards each other, keeping that point and floint. So you'll feel even more on the outer sides of your ankles. Maybe at the base of your shin bones. You feeling that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can give yourself some self-touch. This is exactly where I feel. You'll give yourself one more breath. Breathe in and rise all the way up into your spine. Go ahead and take your legs and just cross them so you can stay seated. Okay, take a breath in, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands in towards your heart. Feel that long spine. Instead of sucking or letting your chest sink back away from your thumbs, pull your heart closer to your thumbs. Feel your sits bones anchored down. Take an inhale through your nose. Open mouth exhale. Interlace your fingers all together. Breathe in and push out through your hands, your wrists, just your palms. Arch your spine now. Lift your chin off your chest. Think tailbone back behind you. Breathe out and flip your palms to face you. Round into your spine. This time, let your heart sink back. And inhale, extend. Reach up as high as you can. Exhale and round. One more time. Breathe in and come all the way up. Breathe out and round. So you can stay rounded. Go ahead and separate your hands and grab onto the fronts of your knees. And just lean back into your shoulders. See if you can puff yourself back so much you feel this space happening in between your shoulder blades. You can try rocking your head from left to right or even rocking your body. And then breathe in, pull yourself back up to a neutral spine with your arms starting to lift. Exhale and let your left hand come down, reach up and over with your right. Breathe in, come back through the middle, reach high to the sky. Exhale, right hand comes down, up and over with your left. 2 more times each side. Breathe in, finding that length. Exhale. Be getting deeper. Breathe in, take it back up. Exhale, lower your right hand down. Inhale, find that space. Exhale, left hand comes down. Keep your right hip glued in. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, right hand down. And breathe in. Back up through the center. Exhale and reach yourself forward. You can either cross and roll over those ankles or you can swivel the feet all the way around. Okay, I want you to start in a tabletop. You can either walk your hands forward or walk your knees backwards, but lower your hips down so that you come into a modified plank. Okay, shoulders are over the wrists still. And I want you to spin the eyes of your elbows forward. Notice if your shoulders are up by your ears, can you pull them down and back? So you get this nice connection point of energy in between your right glute and your left shoulder and your left glute and your right shoulder. Try pushing the ground away a little bit so your shoulder blades still stay broad across your back. Pull in that low belly strength that you started to work on. And if it feels right for you, with the toes tucked under, you can lift your knees, find full engagement in your plank. You can shift forward and back, working the warmth up into your shoulders. Keep your chin off your chest. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and touch your knees down if you need to. Bend your elbows, come all the way down onto your belly. Good, let's lengthen out the feet. And you can keep your hands by your shoulders or even wider if you want some more support. Okay, take a breath in. Start to lift your crown, pushing into a baby cobra. And exhale and lower. Maybe take the hands back 1 tiny inch. Squeeze your legs, elbows pinned back. Inhale, come to a medium cobra. Exhale and come back. Hands are going to be by your low ribs now. Really tighten up your low legs and tilt your tailbone down, pubic bone into the earth. Breathe in, push down as much as you can so you get this full extension in your body. And I like to waddle my hips a little bit side to side. Check in with your low back on that one. And for now, keep the thighs down on the floor. And there's a difference here, right? Pushing or like letting yourself sink down in between your shoulders or really pushing the ground away and feeling that strength there in your lats. So for now, let's try the sink. Let yourself come down with straight elbows. It's like you're kind of shrugging, but with your hands glued into the earth. And now here, let your belly stretch wide open as you gaze up and notice how your upper traps catch your head for you. Maybe you kick one leg back behind you like you're trying to touch your head like one of those little kids. Trying to do that little toe to head touch. I feel like Robin was one of those kids. Okay, take a big breath in. Good, exhale, push the ground away as you lift your head. Use your core to shift all the way back. Knees slightly together, thighs slightly together. And take a rounding in your spine. So it's not child's pose, we're going into embryo pose. Really tucking and rounding. Bring the top of your head down to the earth. Your hands can reach back for your heels. Grab a really strong hold of them there. Start to lift up through the hips. Let your arms catch you so you don't actually tumble forward, but you're still tucking in so tight, chin towards your chest, that you again feel that separation across your back between your shoulder blades, and a little stretch in your low back. One more here. Light or no weight in your head. Come back down, hips onto your heels, and just find some rest right there, letting your knees snuggle close to your armpits. Maybe relax the grip you have on your feet. Coming back to the intention of a great gathering. What's your soul's purpose and what seed are you trying to plant? What is still an embryo of a thought that you want to share with the gathering of souls? And take your hands underneath your shoulders, breathe in and pick yourself up, pushing down into the floor. Walk your knees back so they're underneath your hips. Tuck your knees under. Actually, knees can be further back than your hips. Toes tuck under, breathe in, shift yourself slightly forward. Exhale, let's lift the hips up into downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal it out. One knee bends at a time as you push the opposite heel into the ground. Keep pushing evenly through both of your hands. You can even press your chest from right to left. And then settle right back into the middle. Really fine-tuning this posture. Push evenly into the base of your fingers with this wide spread. Can you activate your triceps and let your shoulder blades again now come together behind you in energy right behind your upper back. Bend your knees and tilt your sit bones high to the sky. Keep that tilt so your low back is long, and then try to energize your quads, straightening out your knees. We're letting your heels sink heavier towards the floor. One more breath. Inhale, lift the heels, gaze forward towards your thumbs. Breathe out. You can walk, step, or float all the way up. Feet will land hip width distance apart. Inhale, take a halfway lift, grabbing the blocks if you need to. And breathe out, lower yourself down into the fold. Let's keep Both blocks on the lower setting. You have it ready there. You can sway yourself from side to side. Imagine your pelvis filling even more forward with every breath out. If you want to take your little vacuum fingers to the base of your head, you can interlace them and let yourself hang with some traction. Sucking your upper body down towards the earth. Then take a breath in as you release your hands, push down into the blocks, find a halfway lift. Keep your left hand down on the block, either flat or you can tent right hand to your low back. Bend into your left knee, take your right shoulder up towards the sky so you take a turn. With the right leg straight, you can pull back on that hip. You can also take your arm up towards the sky, or you can find a half bind. So your fingers are looking for your inner left thigh. If you need to adjust the heights of the block, you can. Take one more breath in. Breathe out and fold down into the middle. Switch out the bend into your right knee now. Switch down into your right hand, left knee bends. Twist on your exhale. Maybe you just start with the hand at your low back, feeling how it is on your shoulder. You can take your arm up towards the sky. You can find your half bind. One more inhale. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Push into both blocks. Breathe out. Right foot stays forward. Left leg comes all the way back. Let your knee touch down to the ground. We're going to stay with a hand, foot, hand situation. Okay, and settle into your hips. With your knee over your ankle, I want you to focus on your left hip flexors. And keeping yourself upright, you're stretching more into that front body. So if you have low back tightness, that actually stems from psoas tightness in the front. Stay lifted, but keep working your tailbone down. And then you can see if having a little side bend over to the right, even in just your head, changes things up for you. What?
That was really stretched out my hip.
Oh, wow.
I was not expecting that.
The body just, it's all connected.
Oh my gosh.
Be nice and easy, deep breaths. Do 2 more breaths here. And come back to the middle with your head and your torso. Lower the left block down to the flat side, flattest side. You can heel toe twice with the right. Your right hand will stay on top of your right thigh. Roll both shoulder blades back. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Do a gentle twist to your right. And you can also add on again for this quad stretch. So bend your left knee. Catch your foot with your hand. Settle down to the pelvis. Keep pulling the heel back towards your butt. Notice if your hips pulled back at all so that you could get that there. You could do that and keep it glued and then work your way back down. Makes it a little different. It is going to be most likely easier on this side. One more. And exhale to let your foot go. Take yourself back to the front. Let's tuck the left toes under, generate that strength in your left leg. Take a big step up towards the top. Okay, breathe in, find a halfway lift. Breathe out and fold down. Bend your knees and slowly roll up through your spine one notch at a time. Nice and slow until you get to standing. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, open them up. I want you to just sway or twist yourself from right to left and notice maybe what you feel in your body, and you can get intuitive with it. It's like you want to do this. It's like, breathe in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. It's a blessing just to wake up. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky. Exhale, fold yourself down, hands through the middle. Grab your blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and step your right foot back. Right knee comes down. Stay with this little sandwich, foot sandwich. Okay, settle into your hips. Feeling the length in your upper back, the weight of the pelvis. Then you can take a slow side bend to the left. See if that turns on your hip flexor sensations into your body on the side, on your right. Is this one just as intense? No. It's interesting to think about side to side. Not like you're judging, or like one side's bad or injured. In the PT world, we call it the affected side. Let yourself surrender. 2 more. And inhale, come back to straighten out your upper body. Let's point the left toes out and out. Right hand down, flat on your block. Left hand to your inner thigh to start. Maybe you ride onto the outer edge of your left foot. Breathing out to rotate. See if you can see your foot. Bend your knee. Catch it with your hand. Maybe this side's different. You can try again pushing back on your hips and getting your heel to stay close to your butt before descending down in your pelvis again. Notice the sensations you feel on your knee. You want to be more so on the bottom of your femur, or the bottom part of your femur, not your kneecap. One more. Big belly breath. And exhale and let your leg go. Back to the hand, foot, hand sandwich. And tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee. Take a breath in, bending into the knee. Exhale to step forward, fold down. Bend into your knees again. Slowly rise up to stand. Take a reach. Exhale, hands in towards your heart. Just like you did before, take a quick body scan. Starting at the feet. Coming up through your legs. Notice your pelvis, the shape or the position of your spine coming all the way up. Is your chin lifted super far away from your heart, or is it tucked nice and tight in towards your chest to protect? Can you keep it steady right on the horizon? Take a full breath in to the lowest of lows. Breathe out. Relaxing your hands down by your sides. Take a breath in, sweep them back up to the sky. And breathe out. Let's fold it back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Breathe out. Let's lower down so you can plant onto your hands. Step back to your downward facing dog. Inhale and send your right leg high to the sky with straight leg to start. Then you can stack open your hips, feel out your inner thigh. See if you can lift your right leg, your right outer leg as high as you can. Then try bending into your knee. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Shift yourself forward. Right knee carries over to your right wrist. Settle your shin down in front of you, wherever it feels good. And let yourself lengthen all the way out through the left leg. Let the toes go flat. Breathe in, lift up your chest. Breathe out, fold yourself down. Tap your chin. If you need a block underneath the right glute or underneath your chest or your head, that is totally okay. Keep checking in with your body, following your intuition. If you feel resistance anywhere in your body, I want you to keep working that edge, not forcing, but feeling and flowing. You want a little flavor for this one? We're gonna take the chest up slightly. Slide your left arm over to the right. And do your best to just lay on your shoulder. You can use a block as a pillow. And either look straight down or you can look over to the right. It should feel like an outer shoulder stretch, maybe a slight twist for your back. And feel free to try it and then ditch it. Again, take what serves you and what doesn't. Last breath. Unwind yourself, coming back up. Okay. You get to stay here or move into a child's pose. If you want to play with something also different, you can try bending into your left knee, looking back to the left. You're going to take your quad into or your foot into the nook of your left elbow. And you can use your right hand to help you balance, or again, just use that block underneath your hips to give you some more support. Checking in with the low back. You warmed your spine up for this. So see if this feels doable. And if you feel like you've got the balance, by pushing down into that right shin bone, take your right arm up towards the sky with a little mudra, or you can see if you can bind yourself up just like you were before with your hands by your ears. Okay, it's basically the same thing. One big breath right here. And exhale and let everything go. Bring your hands forward, slide that right knee back to meet the left. And either on your knees, you can waddle your hips from side to side, or you can take it to the dog and pedal it out, up to you. Meet me in downward facing dog. Then take a big breath in, lift your left leg high. Stack open your hips first. See if you can lift the outer edge of your left foot as high as you can. Bend your knee like you're gonna kick your right butt. Breathe in again. And exhale and shift your knee forward towards your left wrist. Ankle by your right. And then just scooch your right knee further back so you're settling down into your hips. Take a breath. Exhale, lower.
block underneath the chest can feel super supportive. You can make little fists to stack up underneath your forehead too. Create more room for yourself with a breath. And then rinse and repeat. Try adding the twist with a little shoulder stretch. Right arm slide underneath in front. So it can be a twist. But it can also just stay as a shoulder stretch. The weight of your body on top of your arm really opens up through the back part of your shoulder, your rotator cuff, the deltoid. Take a couple more. Breathe in, start to come back up onto your palms. Take your time if you want to just shift right into downward dog or child's pose. If you want to try this mermaid pigeon, you can lift your chest up, bend into your right knee. You're going to reach back and circle back for that foot. The closer you can get it to the nook of your elbow, the better it is to, or easier it is to just move your hand up. You can reach with the left arm. Once you find your balance, you really have to push down through that left hip. Then maybe you make a grab, lean your head back. Take a big breath in and out as you settle into the hips. One more breath in. Good, exhale and let the hands and the leg go. Take yourself all the way back to the tabletop to waddle the hips out, or you can just meet me in child's pose. Knees wide, head down. Think long spine here. Let yourself decompress. Child's, or if you want to try the embryo pose again with your legs closer together, let your back body reopen. And notice that moving energy, especially if you've been sitting all day or standing all day. It's a lot of stuff to move out. And breathe in, lift yourself up to all fours. Move your ankles over to the side as you breathe out. Have a seat. Okay, let's anchor the heels in, breathe in, pick up your chest. Breathe out, roll your spine down one notch at a time. Okay, shuffle your shoulder blades underneath you. You can let your arms lay flat for now. Just check in with your body. What else do you need before you take a rest here? Is it a bridge pose? Happy baby. If you're completely ready to relax, maybe squeeze your fists, squeeze your feet, tighten up your face, take a breath in. Exhale and let that go. You're being called to let your intuition move you physically. You are connected to a group of souls who are weaving a web around the planet. And as you travel and share your creations, something is rethreaded. This card is an acknowledgement that you are either being called to connect with others who are like you at a soul level, or that you already are. You're being called to gather groups of people, either by leading them or becoming part of a group that can support you and your soul's personal mission. You are part of a group of souls who agreed to be here at this time in history to heal yourself, your ancestral line, and the planet, to raise consciousness so that we can continue to call this magnificent place home for eras to come. One of the many consciously choosing to devote your life to something greater than yourself. It's time to call in your tribe by sharing your soul's voice and letting yourself be seen. When you share what is real and true to you, and you share the medicine that you most need, those who are like you will gather around you. You are your tribe. They are just like you. And just as you are longing and searching for them, they are longing and searching for you too. Feel free to stay. Rest as long as you need. Let my voice wash over you. And get up when you're ready. But I'll guide you out first with a deep breath. Inhale. Fully exhale. Wake up your hands and your feet. Rock your head. Or take a full body stretch. Breathing in. And breathe out. Bend your knees, roll over onto your side. Pick one thing you're grateful for from today. Let it fill you up with a white light. Then come up into a seat when you're ready. Sitting up tall, gather your hands at your heart space. Take a breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale in gratitude. Thank you so much for showing up from our hearts to yours. Namaste, Soul Tribe.